how great people think.
The movie lineup for 2025 and 2026 is seriously packed. Whether you're all about superheroes, love seeing books turned into films, or can't wait for the next sequel from your favorite director, there's something for everyone. No matter your taste, these next couple of years are bringing the heat. Another Simple Favor, May 1st, 2025. The sequel to Paul Feig's 2018 dark comedy A Simple Favor is dropping on Prime Video on May 1st. Before that, it's set to open the 2025 South by Southwest Film Festival. Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively are back as Stephanie and Emily, picking up where the original left off. The first film, released by Lionsgate, made nearly $100 million worldwide, so there's definitely some buzz around this follow-up from Amazon MGM Studios. A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, May 9th, 2025. Sony Pictures' A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey is set to hit theaters over Mother's Day weekend and stars Margot Robbie in her first role since Barbie, alongside Colin Farrell. The story centers on two strangers who end up going on an emotional journey that brings them closer together. The film is directed by Kogonada and written by Seth Reese. It's produced by Dan Friedkin, Bradley Thomas, Ryan Friedkin, Seth Reese, and Yuri Henley, with executive producers Kogonada, Eileen Feldman, and Ori Eisen. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, May 23, 2025. This might be Ethan Hunt's final mission. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning wraps up the current storyline in the franchise, with Tom Cruise once again playing the rogue agent trying to stop a dangerous AI threat before it's too late. Filmed alongside the previous installment, the movie brings back fan favorites like Rebecca Ferguson, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, Haley Atwell, and Vanessa Kirby. It also introduces newcomers Holt McCallany and Hannah Waddingham to the mix. Get ready for one last adrenaline-filled ride. Lilo and Stitch, May 23, 2025. Experiment 626 is back. Disney's live-action remake of Lilo and Stitch is heading to theaters, bringing the beloved 2002 animated classic to life. Directed by Dean Fleischer Camp, the movie stars Maya Kealoha as Lilo, a young Hawaiian girl who thinks she's adopting a weird-looking dog, only to find out he's actually a wild alien fugitive. Sydney Agudong plays her big sister Nani, while Billy Magnuson and Zach Galifianakis take on the roles of Pleakley and Jumba, the alien duo tasked with tracking down Stitch. Get ready for some chaos, heart, and plenty of Ohana. Karate Kid Legends, May 30th, 2025. Wax on, wax off. Karate Kid Legends is bringing back Ralph Macchio as Daniel LaRusso and Jackie Chan as Mr. Han, teaming up for the first time in the franchise. They're taking on a new student, played by Ben Wang, but their different approaches to teaching martial arts are bound to clash along the way. The film is directed by Jonathan Entwistle, known for Netflix's I Am Not Okay With This, and the script comes from Rob Lieber, who wrote Peter Rabbit. Get ready for a new chapter that blends old-school wisdom and a fresh twist. The Phoenician Scheme, May 30th, 2025. Wes Anderson's next movie, The Phoenician Scheme, features Benicio del Toro as powerful businessman Zsa Zsa Corda and Mia Threppleton as his daughter Liesel, who just so happens to be a nun. Michael Cera steps in as Bjorn Lund, the quirky tutor assigned to Liesel. As expected from a Wes Anderson project, the film boasts a stacked cast, including Tom Hanks, Bryan Cranston, Jeffrey Wright, Riz Ahmed, Scarlett Johansson, Richard Ayoade, Matthew Almeric, Rupert Friend, Hope Davis, and Benedict Cumberbatch. Definitely shaping up to be another stylish, star-packed adventure. How to Train Your Dragon, June 13th, 2025. Mason Thames and Nico Parker are stepping into the roles of Hiccup and Astrid in Universal's live-action remake of How to Train Your Dragon, bringing the beloved DreamWorks animated franchise to life. Gerard Butler is returning, this time in person as Stoic the Vast, his character from the original films. Nick Frost joins the cast as Gobber, the role originally voiced by Craig Ferguson. Rounding out the dragon-riding crew are Julian Dennison as Fishlegs, Gabriel Howell as Snotlout, Bronwyn James as Roughnut, and Harry Trevaldwin as Toughnut. Looks like Burke is about to soar again. 28 years later, June 20th, 2025. Almost 10 years after his breakout role in Danny Boyle and Alex Garland's cult zombie hit, Cillian Murphy is back as Jim in 28 Years Later, the long-awaited third entry in the 28 Days Later franchise. This marks the beginning of a brand new trilogy, with Murphy returning as the former bike courier still trying to survive in a world overrun by rage-infected zombies. Joining him this time are Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Jodie Comer, Ralph Fiennes, and Erin Kellyman, so expect a stacked cast and plenty of intense moments. F1, June 27, 2025. Brad Pitt's next movie, F1, is speeding into theaters this June. He stars alongside Damson Idris, who plays a young driver, plus a strong supporting cast including Kerry Condon, Javier Bardem, Tobias Menzies, Sarah Niles, Kim Bodnia, and Samson Kayo. The film dives deep into the high-stakes world of Formula One racing, and to add some real-life flair, actual F1 drivers Esteban Ocon and Carlos Sainz will also appear as themselves. Get ready for some serious action on and off the track. The Smurfs Movie, July 18, 2025. The Smurfs are back on the big screen in The Smurfs Movie, which will feature original music by Rihanna, who is also voicing Smurfette. This animated musical is directed by Chris Miller and Matt Landon, bringing the iconic blue characters to life in a whole new way. The voice cast includes Nick Offerman, Natasha Lyonne, Daniel Levy, James Corden, Octavia Spencer, Sandra Oh, and Billy Lord, making for a star-studded lineup. Expect a fun, musical adventure with some familiar and fresh voices. I Know What You Did Last Summer, July 18, 2025. Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. are back as Julie James and Ray Bronson in the fourth movie of the I Know What You Did Last Summer series. Directed by Jennifer Caton Robinson, this film serves as a direct sequel to I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. The movie also introduces new faces to the franchise, with Madeline Klein, Chase Sui Wonders, Jonah Hauer-King, Sarah Pidgeon, and Lola Tung joining the cast. Get ready for more slasher thrills and suspense. Happy Gilmore 2, July 25, 2025. The plot of the sequel is a bit mysterious, but the trailer shows Adam Sandler's character questioning whether he's up for competing against some PGA big names. Despite his doubts, he steps back onto the golf course with renewed confidence, and chaos soon follows. Julie Bowen, Christopher McDonald, and Ben Stiller are all returning for the sequel, while new faces like Bad Bunny, Travis Kelce, and Sandler's daughters Sadie and Sunny join the fun. Plus, real-life golf stars like John Daly, Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, and Bryson DeChambeau will make appearances. Freakier Friday, August 8, 2025. The highly anticipated sequel to 2013's Freaky Friday is set to drop this summer, with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis reprising their roles as the mother-daughter duo. Chad Michael Murray is also back, playing Jake, Lohan's character Anna's first love interest. Returning cast members include Mark Harmon, Christina Vidal-Michel, Haley Hudson, Lucille Song, Stephen Tobolowsky, and Rosalind Chow. It's shaping up to be a nostalgic, feel-good reunion. Spinal Tap 2: The End continues, September 12, 2025. The volume is cranking up to 11 again in the long-awaited sequel to This Is Spinal Tap. Director Rob Reiner is back, along with original cast members Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, and Harry Shearer. This time, one of England's loudest bands reunites for their final concert. Expect some star-studded cameos with Elton John, Paul McCartney, and Garth Brooks set to make appearances. Get ready for another hilarious rock and roll adventure. A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, September 19, 2025. A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey is directed by Kogonada and stars Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell as strangers who embark on a magical realist romance. Joining them in the cast are Jodie Turner-Smith, Lily Rabe, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and Hamish Linklater. Sony Pictures Motion Picture Group CEO Tom Rothman has called the film a project from heaven, hinting at something special in the works. It sounds like a captivating and unique journey ahead. One Battle After Another, September 26, 2025. Paul Thomas Anderson is back at the helm, writing and directing once again, with Warner Brothers producing. The film stars Leonardo DiCaprio and Sean Penn, alongside Alana Haim, Teyana Taylor, Wood Harris, rapper Shayna McHale, and newcomer Chase Infinity. DiCaprio plays a hard-living revolutionary on a mission to rescue his kidnapped daughter. With that cast and Anderson's direction, it's shaping up to be a must-watch. The Smashing Machine, October 3, 2025. Dwayne Johnson is stepping into the ring as wrestler and MMA legend Mark Kerr in The Smashing Machine, a film about Kerr's struggles with addiction and his marriage. This marks Benny Safdie's first solo directing effort after parting ways with his brother Josh Safdie following The Curse. Emily Blunt joins the cast as Dawn Staples, adding another layer of talent to this intense drama. With such strong performances and direction, this one's definitely one to keep an eye on. Regretting You, October 24, 2025. The next film, based on Colleen Hoover's bestseller Regretting You, is set to hit theaters this fall. It's currently in production and will star Allison Williams, McKenna Grace, Dave Franco, Mason Thames, Willa Fitzgerald, Scott Eastwood, Clancy Brown, Sam Morelos, and Ethan Samuel Costanilla. Following the success of It Ends With Us, this film, directed by Josh Boone, will dive into the complicated relationship between a mother, Morgan Grant, and her daughter, Clara. Morgan had Clara at a young age, which changed the course of her life, and after Clara's father passes away, the already fragile bond becomes even more strained. The Running Man, November 7, 2025. After starring in Hitman, Glenn Powell is teaming up with Josh Brolin for the dystopian thriller The Running Man. Set in a future U.S., the film is based on Stephen King's 1982 novel, which was also turned into the 1987 Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. King co-wrote the script with Michael Bacall and Edgar Wright, who will direct. Along with Powell and Brolin, the cast includes Michael Cera, Lee Pace, Lee Charles, and Katie O'Brien. Wicked for Good, November 21, 2025. Fans can head back to Oz next fall with Wicked Part 2. The sequel to John M. Chu's musical adaptation will feature a returning cast including Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, Jonathan Bailey, Marissa Bode, Ethan Slater, Jeff Goldblum, and others. Chu will be back as director, with the script written by Wicked Part 1 writers Winnie Holtzman and Dana Fox, along with L. Frank Baum. Zootopia 2, November 26, 2025. Zootopia 2, the sequel to the Oscar-winning animated film, is set to hit theaters Thanksgiving week. Shakira will reprise her role as Gazelle. Josh Hutcherson, Matthew Lillard, and Elizabeth Lail star in the horror film Five Nights at Freddy's 2. The first movie, based on the 2014 video game, was directed by Emma Tammy, who is also returning to direct this sequel. It promises even more terrifying stakes than the original. Avatar: Fire and Ash, December 19, 2025. Avatar: Fire and Ash continues James Cameron's successful franchise that began with the blockbuster Avatar in 2009. The cast includes Zoe Saldana, Kate Winslet, Sigourney Weaver, Jermaine Clement, Matt Gerald, David Thewlis, Sam Worthington, Edie Falco, Cliff Curtis, and Una Chaplin. This film follows the 2022 sequel The Way of Water, although specific plot details have not been revealed yet. The SpongeBob Movie, Search for SquarePants, December 19, 2025. Head back to Bikini Bottom in the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants, where SpongeBob faces off against the ghost of the Flying Dutchman. Directed and written by Derek Dryman, the film stars Clancy Brown as Mr. Krabs, Brian Doyle Murray and Mark Hamill as the Flying Dutchman, Tom Kenny as SpongeBob, and Bill Fagerbakke as Patrick Star. Marty Supreme, December 25, 2025. A year after A Complete Unknown, the Bob Dylan biopic starring Timothée Chalamet, theaters will get another Chalamet film, Marty Supreme. Directed by Josh Safdie and produced by A24, the movie stars Chalamet as ping pong player Marty Reisman. The script was written by Ronald Bronstein and Safdie. The Housemaid, December 25, 2025. Some highly anticipated films already have Christmas 2025 release dates, and The Housemaid, adapted from Frida McFadden's best-selling book, is one of them. Starring Sydney Sweeney, Amanda Seyfried, and Brandon Sklenar, The film is directed by Paul Feig with a screenplay by Rebecca Sonnenschein. Sweeney plays Millie, a young woman down on her luck who gets a fresh start as a housemaid to Seyfried's Nina and Sklinar's Andrew, a wealthy couple hiding dark family secrets. Michelle Morrone, who will also appear in Feig's A Simple Favor sequel, is set to star as well. 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, January 16, 2026. 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple is the sequel to 28 Years Later, set decades after Cillian Murphy's 2002 horror film. Directed by The Marvels director Nia DaCosta, the film also sees Murphy taking on a behind-the-scenes role as a producer. There's speculation that he might make a surprise appearance, though it's still unconfirmed. GOAT, February 13, 2026. Stephen Curry, a four-time NBA champion with the Golden State Warriors, is teaming up with Emmy-nominated director Tyree Dillahay and director Adam Rosette to produce GOAT, an animated underdog sports comedy. Sony Pictures has set the release to coincide with the start of the 2026 All-Star Weekend in Los Angeles. There's no doubt that 2025 and 2026 are shaping up to be packed with incredible movies. From sequels we've been waiting for to brand new stories, there's something for everyone. Which upcoming movie are you most excited to see? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe because we'll be covering more updates on this soon and other exciting upcoming movies and series. We'll see you next time.